Hey guys, hoping all is well with everyone. In this video, we're going to be continuing the read-along of the 7th level by Jody Feldman. And today we're going to be continuing with chapter 11. And as always, I'll be showing you guys any pictures as we come across them, but let's jump into it. Chapter 11. It's nearly midnight, and I still don't know what to say when Mrs. Pinchon's eyebrows ask why I'm bringing a trash can to school. I want to use her line, "Things aren't always as they appear," but that'll only work if I dress up the trash can in a wig and mustache and... Bingo! I tell the plan to my voice-activated tape recorder in case I forget by morning. Which I don't. I take care of everything and get ready for school. "Is that what you bought yesterday?" my mom asks right before I go out the door. "Yeah," I say, holding up the gift-wrapped trash can. "A trash can for someone on a team." Not a lie. The legend has to be the ultimate team, right? I hope this isn't about where they can stuff themselves. Nope, they asked for it. Asked for it? As in payback? As in they requested it. She sips her coffee, and I'm out the door before she says anything else. In less than a minute, Mrs. Pinchon pulls up. She stares at the gift-wrapped can. "Is that from your errand yesterday?" "Yeah." "That too?" She points to my banged-up arm. A bonus. A bonus for lying. And it kept waking me up. I yawn. We both stay quiet, except when I yawn 3 more times. She notices, and when we get to school, she gives me permission to walk off my sleepies for 10 minutes. That means I can dump the trash can into locker 207. Her permission came almost too easily, like she knew I needed to do that. Which might be possible. Some adult needs to be in charge of the legend. It'd be cool if the legend were only kids, but we can't drive to get places. We don't have big money for extreme events, and we don't have access to school locker combinations. I open the 207 lock, trying not to let the middle number bother me. But I want to scream for someone to explain why it's 23, and why this trash can doesn't quite fit through the opening. I kick it until it does. Now where's my blue envelope? If I pay the locker what it asks for, shouldn't it pop out an envelope like a gumball machine would? It practically did last time. I kick the locker shut, jam on the lock, and try to figure out how to kill the next 7 minutes. There's nothing but dark classrooms up here, and kid voices downstairs. I follow their noise, then I lose them. Did they come from Mr. Mackenzie's supply closet? No one's there. Now what? Idea. The case of toilet paper I lugged up to the pipe room. I asked Mr. Mackenzie how long it would last. He's gonna let me know when it's gone, but I go check how many we've used so far. I stick my head way inside the box. Whoa! All 96 rolls in 2 days? There's a whole lot of bathrooming going on. That's all the fun I can stand. I take the long way back to Mrs. Pinchon's office and open one of those library books she brought in. It's about a kid who hates school and likes basketball, and it's not too bad. At least it's good enough that when I hear the first bell, I realize Mrs. Pinchon hasn't needed to look at me funny. "You're dismissed, Mr. Raines," she says, "until after school." Why'd she rub it in? I put the book back on the stack, pick up my backpack, and dornk, 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 dornk. Mr. Mackenzie barges right in, looking like he's about to spit fire. As I leave, he glares at me like I'm to blame for the world's problems. I'm in class for about 2 minutes when the intercom crackles. "Travis Raines," the voice says. "Please report to Mrs. Pinchon's office." I get all this, "Ooh, Travis, what'd you do this time? Ooh, Travis, in trouble again? Ooh, Travis, climb any good roofs lately?" I raise my eyebrows. I grin, but it's only from habit. I know things I do make people say the "Ooh, Travis" stuff, and it's mostly fun, but not now. Maybe I'm sick of being the troublemaker, or maybe I know I'm about to get blamed for something I didn't do, or maybe, with that look Mr. Mackenzie shot me, I need to worry I'm out of the Legends blue envelope game forever. I pass the boys' bathroom. It was a wet floor sign in front, and the doors taped off. I passed another one nearer to Mrs. Pinchon's office. Same. This is a message for all the students. It's Mr. Wilkins over the loudspeaker. My stomach starts putting things together. I slow down to get a preview of why I'm walking to the assistant principal in charge of discipline again. The next time you are in the halls, the voice says, you'll notice that all the boys' bathrooms are closed for servicing. They will be reopened as the day goes on. Meanwhile, we have marked some of the girls' restrooms for male usage. Please pay careful attention to those signs. Thank you for your cooperation. I'll cooperate. I'll burst through Mrs. Pinchon's door and tell her I'm not to blame for anything bathroom related except helping Mr. Mackenzie carry cases of toilet paper. When I get there, though, she's standing at the door, waiting for me. We don't even sit. It appears, she says, her hypnotizing necklace swaying back and forth, that someone, or someones, thought it was hilarious to drop a roll of toilet paper into each of the boys' toilets. It also appears that all the toilet paper came from the case you stored in the plumbing access closet. Now, I don't know about you, but we can't go around announcing where staff or students can find 96 rolls of toilet paper. She stares like I'm supposed to confess. I shake my head. I didn't do it. I wouldn't do it. As they say in crime, you had the opportunity, knowledge, and motive. I let that sink in for a second. Okay, I knew where the toilet paper was, and maybe I had this morning to run to every bathroom. But why would I do that? She points to my little table. No, Mrs. Pinchon, I know I was stupid to hang off the roof. I might not love being here, but I wouldn't retaliate by flushing whole toilet paper rolls. I wouldn't retaliate, period. She looks at me like I'm pure evil. Who said anything about flushing them? Isn't that how toilets overflowed? She takes half a step closer. Who said anything about them overflowing? Why else would the two bathrooms I passed be taped shut with wet floor signs? She backs off. Good thing your logic is correct, Mr. Raines. Most toilets did overflow, causing much trouble for the maintenance staff and, I'm certain, much expense to our school. Should I help Mr. Mackenzie? I ask, praying I won't need to plunge my hands into toilets. That won't be necessary. Mrs. Pinchon's face looks less threatening, but I'm definitely not out of trouble. And I need to get out of trouble. I need an alibi, or someone else to... Knowledge! I almost shout. I am guilty. Guilty of opening my big mouth. Explain, Mr. Raines. Wednesday at the money machines, I was complaining how my arms hurt from carrying the toilet paper, and I especially complained about taking that box upstairs. Lots of people were around me. Anyone could have heard that. Anyone like Randall. And opportunity, I say. Go on. This morning I heard kids, voices in the hallway before I came back to your office, but I didn't see who they belonged to. And I know the door to the pipe closet was unlocked because I wanted to see how much toilet paper was used. And these kids, their motive? She asks. I don't know, but you've got to believe me. I'm not lying. I may get into trouble a lot, but I don't do stuff that's destructive. She finally breaks her stare. I have no proof, but if I find some, you'll be first to know. She hands me a return to class pass. I'll see you after school. And Travis, you are on notice. Everyone will be watching out for you. One more slip, and it only gets worse. Chapter 12. Last year, the legend started the Friday lunch shuffle, where we were assigned to eat with other people we'd almost never sit with. I usually like it, but today I wanted to be with Maddie and Kip and complain about being accused of something I'd never ever do. At my table for the day, there's a girl who thinks she's too good for us, 3 other girls who are excited to be together, Cambridge, who's the smartest kid in our grade, and George, a new kid on the soccer team this year. Carl, one of the oafs, comes in last and gives my shoulder a shove. I start to slug him one, but I don't need a third strike. What? Nothing, he says, backing off. I was going to congratulate you, but forget it. Huh? The toilets. We all know it was you, Johnny Flood. Now I really want to slug him. All right, airtight alibi. You did it with an alibi. Pure genius, Johnny boy. Now everyone's at the table looking at me. I didn't do it! I clamp my teeth on my lunch bag, rip the side an inch, ease up, and pull out my sandwich. I manage to talk to George about soccer and stop myself from asking Cambridge if he's in the legend. The whole time I keep glaring at Carl from the corner of my eye, silently daring him to do something evil when I'm in detention, and I truly have an airtight alibi. I swear he and Randall are the bad guys. Even so, I have a decent time the rest of lunch until the loudspeaker announces that the bathrooms are open again. Then every kid either applauds or boos me for pulling the prank. I stand and pretend to take a bow, but I'm really looking for the only people who will believe me. I don't see Kip, but Maddie's table is on the way to the garbage cans. I grab my trash and everyone I pass taunts me. Except Maddie. She gets up and walks with me. I didn't do it, I say. I didn't think you did. You didn't think. I slam my bag into the can. You should know I wouldn't do it. Travis, calm down. That's what I meant. You're the fun guy, not the evil guy. So why do I get blamed for everything? You know why, she says. You draw attention to yourself, so you're a perfect target. And you never get into big trouble, so people don't feel guilty about aiming at you. Not into big trouble, I say. What about detention in Mrs. Pinchon's office? You've got to admit, Maddie says, even you saw that coming. I don't want to nod, so I look past her shoulder. Kip's heading towards us. You didn't do it, did you? He says. I feel my jaw turn to iron. Do you even have to ask? He looks away. Sorry. Maddie puts a hand on his shoulder. Great. I didn't mean to bring them together even more, but I especially didn't mean to sound nasty, especially not to Kip, who practically flogs himself if he steps on an ant. I'm just frustrated. Sorry I yelled. Did I yell? Kip shakes his head. A little, Maddie says, but the good news is it's Friday, which means I spend the next 2 days as a slave labor inside my own house. Maddie shakes her head. What I mean is by Monday you'll be old news, and life in baseball will go on. Right after school I'm at my locker. Jammed mostly through the vent is a smaller, non-shiny envelope, the same blue as the one Mrs. Bloom had for the legend event. But this one has my name on it. The next puzzle? If it is, they can't believe I'm Johnny Flood. There are lots of eyes in the hallway, so I slide the envelope into my backpack. As I go into Mrs. Pinchon's office, she leaves for a second. I open the envelope. If you want more blue envelopes, play by our 7 rules, plus all of the schools. This is your first and last warning. My teeth vibrate. I've never gotten a yellow card in a soccer game. I play hard, but fair. I don't cheat. I don't hog the ball. I don't trip anyone or even try. The goal is to win, and that means being a team and working together and not accusing innocent people. I bite on my finger to stop my teeth from shaking. Ah! Great. Mrs. Pinchon comes in mid-scream. Travis? I'm sorry, I say, but I'm really angry. She leans at the front of her desk. Go on. Why? Nothing's gonna change. She looks as if she'd leaned there all year waiting for me to talk. For one thing, why'd you have to summon me over the intercom? I can handle people calling me Johnny Flood, but calling me over the intercom? That makes me look guilty. Mrs. Pinchon wheels her chair from behind her desk to the front. She sits. When police work to solve a crime, she says, her voice too calm, they speak with anyone who might have knowledge of or potential involvement in the case. They will bring innocent people into the station and ask them questions in order to get at the truth. But you didn't have to handcuff me in front of the whole school. You do have a vivid imagination, Mr. Raines. Well, it felt like that. I understand, she says, but if you look at it from our perspective, we have good reason to suspect you. You knew about the toilet paper, and Mr. Mackenzie saw you with the carton. I didn't see him. Your head was inside. Because it was already empty. That proves I didn't do it. She shakes her head. The police could argue you were making sure you used it all, or you were reaching in for the last rolls. I threw my hands into the air. Let people believe what they want. I know the truth. Yes, you do, she says. That's what's important. Why doesn't it feel that way? Can I ask you something? Mrs. Pinchon has started to roll her chair away, but she turns back. If someone like my friend Kip had the same knowledge and opportunity I had, would you have called him over the loudspeaker? Would people be calling him Johnny Flood? She doesn't say anything right away. Fair question. I should remember phrases like that when I need to stall for an answer. Under the exact circumstances, Kip being who he is, it may not be fair, but I have an inkling we've had handled it differently. She shakes her head. You have a strong spirit, Travis. You just need to find a way to haul it in a bit. Fine. There's not much more I can say. I pull out my social studies book and wonder what it feels like to be Kip, who would keel over if he dreamed about dumping a single roll of toilet paper into one toilet. How does one person get to be that way? Not that I'd want to be Kip, but maybe knowing how his brain works could help me haul in my spirit. Or kill it, and reinvent me as Travis Raines the Perfect. And Travis Raines the Perfect would not be filling in the zeros in the social studies book with his pencil. Especially if he's on his last chance to stay in the legend. I pull out a full eraser, less chance of ripping the page, and make my scribbles invisible. I wish it worked that way in real life. I'd make a fortune selling giant erasers, just to myself. At 5:20, Mrs. Pinchon tells me to visit my locker before she takes me home. The only good thing to come from detention is I finish all of my homework for the weekend, so I can dump off my books. And yes! There's another envelope! The big shiny kind! That's gotta mean I'm still in, right? And we'll stop the video there, ending chapter 12. So in the next video, we'll continue on with chapter 13. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I look forward to seeing you in our continuation of the read-along of the 7th level by Jody Feldman. And as always, guys, take good care of yourselves. Thanks for watching.